Welcome everyone. In the previous class, we have seen the different stages of glycolysis. How glycolysis, that is how glucose was break down into two molecules of pyruvic acid. So the glucose has undergone 10 steps, 10 reactions, and this glucose has changed into two molecules of pyruvic acid with the release of 4 ATPs and 1 NADH. Here out of this 4 ATPs, 2 ATPs were already utilized during the first reaction, that is first few reactions. So when we give back those 2 ATPs, so the net ATPs which we have as of now will be 2 ATPs. 2 ATPs will be there and 2 pyruvic acid molecules. These pyruvic acid, it will undergo oxidation, that is this pyruvic acid, when it gets oxygen, when it is oxidized, it enters into the next stage. Pyruvic acid, when it gets the oxygen during aerobic respiration, the pyruvic acid, when it gets oxygen, it will undergo Krebs cycle. It will undergo Krebs cycle. So we will see now what happens during Krebs cycle. What happens during Krebs cycle? The first stage of respiration is over. That is, the first stage of respiration is glycolysis. Whether it is aerobic respiration or whether it is anaerobic respiration. In both the types of respiration, the first stage of respiration is glycolysis, where 10 reaction will take place and glucose will change into two molecules of pyruvic acid. So this is the common step for both this aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Now this pyruvic acid, I said you glucose will change into two molecules of pyruvic acid. This is one molecule and this is another molecule. During glycolysis, glucose break down into two molecules of pyruvic acid. If this pyruvic acid gets oxygen, okay, then it undergoes Krebs cycle. That it enters into Krebs cycle. The pyruvic acid, when it gets oxygen, it enters into Krebs cycle. Okay, and this pyruvic acid, when it does not get oxygen, so it will change. That is, it will perform anaerobic respiration, which is depending on where this anaerobic respiration is taking place. If it is in, that is fermentation we call it. Anaerobic, that is pyruvic acid, in the absence of oxygen, it performs fermentation, and depending on where this takes place, if it is taking place in yeast, then it is alcoholic fermentation. If it is taking place in muscle cells, then it is taking place in yeast, then alcohol is produced, and if it is taking place in muscle cell, then it produces lactic acid. This pyruvic acid, if it gets oxygen, then it enters into Krebs cycle. And if pyruvic acid does not get oxygen, then in the absence of oxygen, it performs anaerobic respiration, where if anaerobic respiration takes place in yeast, then it is called as alcoholic fermentation. And if this anaerobic respiration takes place in the muscle cells, then it is called as lactic acid fermentation. We have seen this. We have seen how this, that is anaerobic respiration takes place on the previous videos. Now let us focus on this aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration, in this, after glycolysis, glucose is broken down into two molecules of pyruvic acid, and these two molecules, it is not necessary that one should get oxygen and one should not get oxygen. In the absence of oxygen, it performs this one. If both the pyruvic acid gets oxygen, if this pyruvic acid also gets oxygen and if this pyruvic acid also gets oxygen, then this pyruvic acid will also undergo Krebs cycle. This pyruvic acid will also undergo Krebs cycle. So depending on this, if pyruvic acid gets oxygen, then it enters into Krebs cycle. If pyruvic acid does not get oxygen, it enters into anaerobic, that is, it changes into either lactic acid or alcohol, depending on which organism, in which organism anaerobic respiration is taking place. But here we will see this aerobic respiration, that is how pyruvic acid enters into Krebs cycle. So here if one molecule of glucose, it break down into 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. So here if both this pyruvic acid gets the oxygen, then we get 2 Krebs cycles. 2 Krebs cycles. Okay, so now let us see what happens during Krebs cycle. But before we move on to this Krebs cycle, there is one smaller step which is called as oxidative carboxylation. There is one smaller step which is called as oxidative carboxylation. So during this oxidative carboxylation, what happens? Here this pyruvic acid, how is this pyruvic acid has formed? Glucose has changed into 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. We have seen during glycolysis, glucose has changed into 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. That is the pyruvate, when it gets oxygen, it undergoes Krebs cycle. Okay, it undergoes Krebs cycle. So how this pyruvate form? By glucose. Glucose changes. Here glucose changed to pyruvic acid during glycolysis. During glycolysis, glucose has changed into pyruvic acid. This pyruvic acid is a 3-carbon compound. This pyruvic acid is a 3-carbon compound. So what happens? This 3-carbon, that is pyruvic acid, mixes with an enzyme, that is mixes with another substance, that is coenzyme A. Pyruvic acid mixes with another compound, that is coenzyme A. Not mixes, let us use the word combines. Pyruvic acid combines with coenzyme A, and what happens? Let us see this one. During this oxidative carboxylation, what happens is pyruvic acid, it combines with coenzyme A. Pyruvic acid, it combines with another molecule, that is coenzyme A. So what it forms is acetyl coenzyme A. It forms acetyl coenzyme A. After glycolysis, glucose changes to pyruvic acid. This pyruvic acid is combines, the pyruvic acid combines with coenzyme A. This is one substance, this is another substance. 2 substances, that is pyruvic acid and coenzyme A. Both of them are combined. So when these combine now, what happens? Acetyl coenzyme A is formed. This acetyl coenzyme A is a 2-carbon compound. 2-carbon compound. So what is happening? Here in first, glucose changed to pyruvic acid. Glucose was a 6-carbon compound. Glucose was a 6-carbon compound. It has changed to pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid is a 3-carbon compound. So this 3-carbon compound combined with coenzyme A, has combined with coenzyme A. So when these two has combined, what has formed? The new product here is acetyl coenzyme A. So this is a 2-carbon compound. this 3 carbon compound further changed into 2 carbon compound. So what happened? One carbon that is lost. So here it will be lost in the form of carbon dioxide. That is, during this process, carbon dioxide is released. During this process, carbon dioxide is released. When pyruvic acid combines with coenzyme A, carbon dioxide is released, and this changes into acetyl coenzyme A. So pyruvic acid changes into acetyl coenzyme A. This 3 carbon compound changes into a 2 carbon compound with the release of 1 carbon dioxide molecule. With the release of 1 carbon dioxide molecule. Along with this release of 1 carbon dioxide molecule, what happens is NAD plus will be reduced to NAD plus will be reduced to NADH plus H plus. Two things is happening here. In this reaction, two things is happening here. First, what is happening? As pyruvic acid is combined with coenzyme A, and acetyl coenzyme A is formed with the release of carbon dioxide. Okay, so here carbon dioxide is released, that is the first thing. And the second thing which is happening is this NAD is changed to NADH plus H plus. NAD is reduced. NAD is an oxidizing agent. So this oxidizing agent is reduced by the addition of hydrogens. So NAD is getting converted into NADH plus H plus. This is an energy rich molecule. This is now here this NAD will change to NAD plus will change to NADH plus H plus. So this is happening in this one. So what is this called as? Oxidative carboxylation. This is called as oxidative carboxylation. After glycolysis, pyruvic acid combines with coenzyme A and changes into acetyl coenzyme A with the release of carbon dioxide, and NAD plus will change into NADH plus H plus. Now this acetyl coenzyme A will enter into Krebs cycle. This acetyl coenzyme A will enter into Krebs cycle. Okay, so the small step after in between glycolysis and Krebs cycle, there is one small step. This is glycolysis and this is Krebs cycle. In between this glycolysis, that is from pyruvate, when it enters, that is in between this glycolysis and Krebs cycle, one small step is there which is called as oxidative decarboxylation, where 1 carbon dioxide is released and 1 NAD plus is changed into NADH plus H plus with the formation of acetyl coenzyme A. This is a 2 carbon compound. Now this acetyl coenzyme A, here this acetyl coenzyme A enters into Krebs cycle. This enters into Krebs cycle. Let us see what happens during Krebs cycle. So it combines with coenzyme A, and what is formed is CO2 is formed and NAD plus is changed to NADH plus H plus with the formation of acetyl coenzyme A. Now this acetyl coenzyme A enters into Krebs cycle. Let us see what is Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle is a multi-reaction process. It 8 reactions take place. Krebs cycle is a multi-reaction process in which 8 reactions will take place. 8 reactions will take place. This Krebs cycle was first discovered by the scientist Sir Hans Krebs. So he was the one who discovered this cycle. The Sir Hans Krebs is the name of the scientist who discovered this cycle. So after the name of the scientist, this cycle is also called, this cycle is called as Krebs cycle. The cycle is called as Krebs cycle. The Krebs cycle is also called as citric acid cycle. It is also called as citric acid cycle. Why it is called as citric acid cycle? Because the first stable compound which is formed, during this Krebs cycle, the first stable compound which is formed is citric acid. So that is why the cycle is also called as citric acid cycle. So Krebs cycle, citric acid cycle, one and the same. Why it is called as Krebs cycle? Because the scientist, it is named after the scientist who discovered this cycle. Then why it is called as citric acid cycle? Because the first stable product which is formed, I said you, it is a multi-step process, that is, it undergoes 8 reactions. So during this reaction, the first stable product which is formed is citric acid. So that is why this cycle is also called as citric acid cycle. Another name is there for this cycle. It is also called as tricarboxylic acid cycle. It is also called as TCA, that is tricarboxylic acid cycle. We can call it as TCA. Write short note on TCA, or write short note on tricarboxylic acid cycle, or write short note on citric acid cycle, or write short note on Krebs cycle, whatever. Answer to this all 4 questions is one only. Okay, because all those are the different names: citric acid, that is Krebs cycle, citric acid cycle, tricarboxylic acid, TCA. All these are the, that is, names, different names which is given to this cycle. Why it is called as tricarboxylic acid cycle? Because it consists of 3 carboxyl group. It consists of 3 carboxyl group. This consists of 3 carboxyl groups. That is why it is called as tricarboxylic acid cycle. Why it is called as citric acid cycle? Because the first stable compound formed during this cycle is citric acid cycle. Citric acid. So that is why it is called as citric acid cycle. So now let us see what happens during this Krebs cycle. What are the different reactions? We said that 8 reactions will take place. So what are those 8 reactions and how this Krebs cycle will take place? So let us start with the reactions. So before entering the Krebs cycle, pyruvic acid has been changed to acetyl coenzyme A with the release of carbon dioxide, and NAD plus is changed to NADH plus H plus. So now what we have got is acetyl coenzyme A. It is a 2-carbon compound. Acetyl coenzyme A, which is a 2-carbon compound. So this acetyl in the first reaction, what happens is acetyl coenzyme A, it is a 2-carbon compound. It is a 2-carbon compound. What happens? It combines with a 4-carbon compound, that is oxaloacetic acid. This acetyl coenzyme A, it is a 2-carbon compound, so it combines with another 4-carbon compound, that is oxaloacetic acid, 4-carbon compound. Okay, so I'll remove this here. Let us see. this one, this acetyl coenzyme A, and which is a 2-carbon compound, and this oxaloacetic acid, which is a 4-carbon compound. In the first reaction, what is happening? These two are combining. What is happening? Condensation of acetyl coenzyme A and oxaloacetic acid is taking place. So here acetyl coenzyme A is condensed with oxaloacetic acid, or it is combined with acetyl coenzyme A is combined with oxaloacetic acid. This oxaloacetic acid is a 4-carbon compound. It is a 4-carbon compound which is present in the cell. Now what happens? It changes when these two compounds combine, okay, or when this acetyl coenzyme A condenses with oxaloacetic acid, what is formed is citric acid. What is formed is citric acid. I'll write here, I'll show it here. When these two combine, it forms citric acid. So this citric acid is a 6-carbon compound. Citric acid is a 6-carbon compound. So now why we call it as citric acid cycle? I said you the first stable compound which is formed is citric acid. So here in the first reaction, what is happening? Acetyl coenzyme A combines with oxaloacetic acid. A 2-carbon compound is condensing with 4-carbon compound to form a 6-carbon compound. This 6-carbon compound is nothing but citric acid. Along with the citric acid, coenzyme A will also be formed. Coenzyme A will also be formed. So two things, citric acid is forming, coenzyme A is formed. Now here this is the first reaction which takes place in Krebs cycle, and remember Krebs cycle takes place in the mitochondria. Glycolysis takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell, whereas Krebs cycle will take place in the mitochondria of the cell. Where does this Krebs cycle take place? It takes place in mitochondria. It takes place in mitochondria. This is a very important question. I already said you this during this process of glycolysis that glycolysis is one important long answer. Glycolysis is one important very long answer. Now in this respiration we have one more very important long answer which is nothing but Krebs cycle. This is also a very important long answer. Both these two answers are very, very important. So listen carefully with full concentration. In the next class, we will see what are the further steps which takes place during this Krebs cycle.